Hello, guys. Great to see you all. Just wanted to chat with you guys, and I thought that it would be even better if we do that together with my good friend Pauline. Nice to see you guys. Hello, 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 everyone. My eyes don't see super well anymore. But let me try to see bonus arm wrestling world's strangest man, Jim Carr, GB19 Victor Clarks, Georgi Lloyd, Tosmo, Yash, Michael the Drew, Fanatic System, Devon's Forearm, Roman, my good friend Roman, and eyvallah Tripor. Bilmiyorum ki nasıl yaparım. Şimdi bu East vs West ona bir odaklandım ama arm wrestling. Yep, Captain America proven astrology is the team captain. Is very responsible guy. 44% stronger. Hello, Eshan. I'm too stubborn. I need glasses. Todd and Olex Lovechild. Greatest promoter, strongest pronator. This one, right? Right there. This one here. Yeah, I'm tired, but also no, if you have good genetic, if you are a smart guy, why not? If you love so much, yeah. Look at Takashi started at 35, is still killing it. No, it was 80 kilo category. Also, tournament matches will not affect the super match results from now. Tournament and no, Kalkan, I already announced it. Yes, you are right, Clarks. Yeah. Hello, arm wrestling. Hello, Adil. We will probably see Schoolboy. Yep. We saw before, and we will see again. And yeah, I feel fine. Just tired, but hello. No, you just make it the normal way, but on the yeah.
Like this?
On the stream it showed correct.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you? Good to see you.
Good. I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. A little bit tired, but I don't know. I all time hear myself. It's coming from you or
What's that?
no? Whenever I talk, I also hear my voice from
I don't
your
know.
side back.
I don't know. I also have the comments showing over the screen.
Uh,
Strange.
okay. Uh, yep.
There's an echo.
Yeah,
All
echo.
right. Good.
Now it's okay. No, no, it's still coming. Sorry.
Here, let me come back in.
Okay.
Let me leave and come back
Thank you, Adnan. I don't know if he has the headphone. Okay, he came. Sorry for the late reaction. How is it now?
in. Any
Yep.
better?
Yeah, and your voice is also was volume was so low. Now is everything is okay? You look like you gained some weight. I won't be surprised if you say you are 230.
I'm 220. Yeah.
220? You look like 230.
No, 220. About 222, right around there. Right where I normally get during football season.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. So how is
Stressing.
everything? Can you train? Do you
Yeah.
have time to train? Yeah.
Yeah, I still train. I still train. Where there's a will, there's a way. You can always find time.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to watch Irakli and Rustem?
Yes, I did. I just
Did you?
watched it last night, I think.
Yeah, they are ready. I told them, how the things are gonna work because, I mean, originally you and Irakli agreed to pull,
Hmm.
but you know, it is normal and better idea the winner to pull against you.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Whatever happens. I mean,
Yeah,
it makes this event a little bit more fun to watch for me because I'll
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
some
yeah,
clarity. I
yeah,
got to know in the fight now.
yeah. It is tough event, tough event. We will see. This is
Yes.
probably the most intense event that I organize because of the tension between Dennis side and Devon side.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, some people think that there is no tension at all, but there is tension. Uh,
You can sense it. You can sense it on the live feeds and on the podcast. You can sense it.
yeah, yeah, but you sense only like 20% of it. I know more.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah, but all will be in sportsmanship and everything. I already made sure, and I will continue making sure everything will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? How do you see them? Like
Mm, I
last
don't know.
last preparations. How do you see?
I don't know. Obviously, you want to support the guy from the West. I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
support Devin and everything. But it's interesting. I've been talking to a couple people about how like the online perception is changing. Like Devin came in as the favorite, and it's slowly shifting. Um, and I think people don't realize the global popularity of Dennis Saplenko. You know, like I was talking to Pradeep about how often Dennis is Googled as it compares to Devin.
lately
And
it's more than Devon.
yes, it's unbelievable. Um,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
know.
constancy is important. Like it needs to, like, because Devon is always there for years, and he is making every day, every other day video. You understand? And
Mhm.
then when, like, sometimes people are curious or something or someone that they don't know deeply, you understand, it's a
Yep,
new thing, you understand. So we will see how it will be, like, going this way, or is it gonna be a temporary. But as of now, Dennis looks like is the most searched puller
it's
online.
unbelievable. He looks to be in phenomenal shape too. Like
Yeah.
he's lean, he's leaned out. Obviously he's not in his biggest form, but man, he looks good for
Do
that
you
age.
do you think he is a little bit like, for example, like more ripped than his prime, or a little bit maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I think he's leaner. I mean, obviously there
Yeah,
has
that's
to
what
be.
I was saying. That yeah, leaner, a little bit leaner.
Yeah,
Than,
he's definitely lean, and that's a tougher thing to achieve the older you get.
Mhm.
With metabolism slowing down and everything. So I mean, it's a testament to the preparation that he's putting in for this match. I think he's taking it incredibly seriously, and that I mean, it has to be in his favor that he doesn't really have other matches set down the road. He's only focusing on this one. Devin quite often he's booked a year out. So for me personally, I know I operate best when I only have one date on my calendar and nothing else to worry about. So I
Yeah,
think that has to be
don't you think that he is also missing something by doing this less than Devon is doing? Because um, like like Devon is trained. When I say trained, I'm not talking about outside of the competition. He is trained at the table. You understand? He had so many matches, while Dennis is
yeah,
just. I don't know how comfortable he will feel at the table when you are pulling that seldom.
yeah,
Also, like some advantages and disadvantages. This is what I
right.
wanted. Of course, one main focus, but Devon is type of guy that is just somehow he's handling everything.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's definitely special in that aspect. I couldn't imagine living his life. I wouldn't want that at all. He's got so much going on. It's constant. But it's the benefit of being able to live arm wrestling too. I mean, that's what he lives and breathes right now.
Yep.
And you're right. The experience level, those repetitions at the table in live competition, that's invaluable. You can't replace that.
Do you realize that how fast the things change about the perception of people like about Devon? That
Yeah.
only not long ago he was labeled as someone who is afraid to pull against the Eastern guys.
Yeah.
And now he's just pulling one after another, one after another, one after another, like no one has done except
Yep.
John Brzezinski, that he also did it a lot.
Yep.
And he's still doing it. John is still doing it. I,
Absolutely.
I can say that I think John has pulled more international super matches than anyone else in last 2 years. Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's
Yeah.
been all over the place too.
Yeah.
When you talk about that stigma that surrounded Devin about not pulling the Eastern guys, I mean that's one of the cons of the WAL. Having folks under contract there, only having a small group of people that you can compete against, having no choice in really who you're competing against, and then the divide between WAL and top eight. Top eight's
Mhm.
over there, and everybody perceives that is
Mhm.
the standard. And here we have a couple guys, WAL guys, that believe they can compete. That's the beauty of the climate that we're in right now.
But
I'm loving it.
people didn't understand that.
No,
People compare this with something that is the opposite intention and opposite case. Like totally like different. You understand? The
hmm
one is dividing, one is unifying. People didn't understand it, but I know that time will show that. Like I don't want to talk about it, but just sometimes you just need to you know and just let your works do it. The things.
yeah, sure.
Because I mean, like, how can you argue with lies and things like that? Just
No,
you
you
just
can't.
need to just do your job. And that's all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a wise man once said, "Never argue with fools, because at a distance you can't tell who's who."
Yeah. So yeah, the actions. Yeah. And how is your form now? You are like, I'm sure you are not pushing the limits. You are saving it for the right time because how is it
So
going?
I got the stem cell treatment, and
That's good.
I took 4 weeks off. This is the first time I've taken off from the gym, and that was like the only thing I could train really to stay away from my shoulder was hand, wrist, pronation, anything elbow down. So I did
No,
all
no, no.
that.
You did not do anything to your elbow.
No, only
Oh,
shoulders. That
okay, but if I do it to my elbow, so I won't be able to even train that one, right?
Well, I mean, Devin doesn't take any time off. You know, He does. He goes in arm
But I
wrestling.
think Devon has done this so many times, I think.
Yeah, I think Devin. I figured, with the amount of effort I put into the stem cells, I was going to follow what they advised, and they advised 4 weeks of no heavy lifting. So I did that, and that's the first time that I've stayed away from the gym for longer than a week.
How much did you lose?
A lot, but it came back. Yes,
Yeah?
I mean, you got to think, Ang, and I've been in the gym 5 days a week pretty consistently since I was 14 years old. That's just what I do.
How are your injuries, pain, is feeling?
I don't know yet. I've just gotten back into kind of heavy lifting. Like the movements that bother me, like bench press and shoulder press. My numbers are coming back very, very quickly.
But you are not pushing right away, right? You are just
no. I'm accurate. So I'm doing like when I do bench press, I do reps of 315 to avoid injury. Like when I'm at peak, I can do around 20. And I started at 10. Each week I'm adding 1 rep, 3 sets. And, so I'm climbing, went from 10, 11, 12. So everything's going good.
Okay. So you lost a lot. When you say you lost a lot, you're talking about size?
No, not really. More like just the gym movements, the gym-based strength. As far as
but is it because you cannot do it, or you prefer not to do it that high?
I don't know. I mean, I think I did lose endurance. Like it took
That's
me
normal,
2 weeks to get the endurance back. Now I'm back. But this is uncharted territory for me, taking this amount of time off. But I think everything. I don't know yet. Like I know the stem cells can take. They can be active for however many months. So I'm no worse off than where I started, and I'm hoping that it's slow progress and pain. Table wise, after that time off, I've been doing 1 or 2 sessions a week now. So my elbows are.
Did you also start slowly for the table time, or you just right away push it?
Yeah, I went right back to
someone like you, so professional. When you love so much, when you miss so much, even you cannot control yourself.
No, yeah, and I get in that
From now, I
environment.
won't call you 100% professional. 99% I will call you.
Yeah, I tell you, when we've had some guys come to practice and everything, I've gotten to pull with El Cesar and some of the other guys, and actually Ian Carnegie from Canada came down. So when we have some good guys in a big group, I can't help myself.
Yeah, but when you choose those training partners, it's hard to if you choose them to train with, then of course you're gonna push the limits.
You
But if
got
you
to.
choose some junior guys or something, you could just go easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been good. I've been traveling. So Saturday practices with my guys, Thursday practices in Maryland. I got to pull with Paul Talbot, a bunch of guys meeting up down there. So it's good. I'm nice and tender though. I'm tender.
Okay, but how did the elbow, everything else, feel at the table?
I mean, my shoulder is not something that stops me from arm wrestling.
Okay.
I'll feel it, but when you're pulling, you don't feel it. It's
But later.
It's the next day, and then when you go to the gym and everything, the range of motion. But no, I mean, like right now, it's just taking 4 weeks off of the table. I didn't realize how much elbow conditioning I would lose. Like I'm back to those beginner pains, like the brachioradius pains, like the ache.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of enjoying it in a way
But
because I have
how did you perform?
good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still.
That's how it happens, because you rest so much, you are strong, but then because you are able to push so much, damage also is big.
Yeah, sore in the. It's good soreness. It's not bad soreness. There's a
Okay,
difference.
not the injury type. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I still feel good, strong. Hand feels good. So
Yeah. Yeah, a good event. I already said about 10 matches for the East versus West 11.
10 already.
Like I wish I could set 16, 17, and then community wouldn't complain about it, because there are a lot of guys that I really need to
Yeah.
fit, but I feel guilty when I can't invite someone that I should invite. You understand? But then
Hmm.
then I look at the numbers from top down, and I'm like, yeah, and you have passion for this because, like, I mean, you understand? I want to like do it. I feel guilty. Like I feel like I am disappointing people when I cannot invite as many as I can. But just the reality is there that it takes like 5 hours then,
Yeah.
and then people gets bored. Were you there when Jerry and Georgi Svetko pulled?
Hmm.
You were there,
Yep.
right? Uh,
Uh-huh.
I mean, after all those 15 matches, I think it was 16 matches again or something. I don't remember. And then because of the level of the event, like when like if you would put Jerry versus Georgi as like fifth match of the day, people would lose their mind.
Yeah.
But
But
because
everybody was
because
exhausted.
all the adrenaline was like gone, we were like watching like no emotions, like nothing left.
Yeah. We're exhausted. Well, and like every match, especially when there's good matches too.
Yeah,
Like if there's a good match and everybody's yelling, it's almost like an emotional dump afterwards too. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it I mean,
And
I
that
love
match took almost 1 hour. Was that?
I love it. I'm like in my
Yeah,
element. I can't
yeah.
get enough of it. But I understand the perspective of like, oh man, how long are people gonna watch? I'm just, like when I don't go, I buy the pay-per-view and I watch live and I go about my day. I watch the matches
Mhm,
and then I rewatch it, I watch them one at a time. And I
mhm,
find that
mhm,
to be the
mhm.
most entertaining is when you can say, all right, I'm gonna watch this match tonight, you know?
Yeah. Um,
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you.
I didn't read. I'm trying to read. J Mania. Engin, you're amazing for all these matches. So thank you. Paul, you are a beast and love watching you climb. But how did Devon right arm feel when you pulled?
Oh, man. I mean, Devin, I pulled Devin throughout um, a lot of a couple times throughout his process to get where he's at. I pulled him right after Levon, and then I pulled him again not too long ago. Let's call it like a couple months ago. And the second time, he was an absolute different person, a total different human being. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I can only imagine where he's at right now in preparation for DENIS because I know how serious it is. But the guy, I mean, his pronation is unreal, unreal.
Yeah.
Even when he lets out a lot, he lets out some rope and lets you get where you want to get. He is unreal, and I pulled him throughout. I pulled him out in years past as well, and I got to believe this is the best version.
Um, SG Records Roman. Brother Paul seems to be kryptonite to Georgians. Irakli may put streak to an end. So Paul, slow it down a bit. I want to bet on Georgians next time.
Roman. We got it. We can't count our chickens before they're hatched. We have to see if Irakli beats Rustam. We don't even know. And I mean, I have the utmost respect for Irakli. So if I can even compete with him, that pure top roll, how clean his back pressure is, his back pressure in general, I
Yeah.
would just be honored to just be able to compete. Hopefully, I
You
can slow him down.
you versus him would be also interesting match, but we don't know who will be your opponent. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, because Irakli has very good back pressure while Rustam has an iron hand.
Yes.
Can I ask you something about how did Rustam's hand when you try to go outside?
Um, like so it's interesting because like in the setup, like usually when you're feeling somebody's hand out, his hand itself didn't feel intimidating in the setup. It's after the go, like the shutdown, like the clamp on your hand when you're trying to hammer curl or drag. Because I even tried a low hand open top roll.
Mhm.
The match looked so bad because of the lanes I was choosing. He just shut down completely. It
So
didn't
can you
feel
say that like around those ways, like he probably had one of the strong hand and wrist, if not
yes,
the strongest?
Yeah. That lane, like this
Yeah,
downward
yeah,
snapping into your pronation and into your back pressure is
yeah,
something I feel at the heavier weights. Like,
yeah.
it
But
was very,
that's the case with everyone.
yes,
Nobody could top roll him really.
yep.
In his prime, like it was just like he would just. How what kind of movement did you feel? Did you feel the movement like this or more like side? Only wrist and then side, or mix with the mix?
Down. I felt down. So like people a
Yeah.
lot of times will say like people I feel like people confuse down pressure with
Yeah.
supination because
Uh
they
huh.
go hand in hand. But the clamping down here and then the fluid, boom. Like
Yeah.
there's supination to it, but the pressure is coming through his fingertips down.
And then this tendon, the bottom tendon here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, the bottom tendon. I heard you reference that too. I think
Mm-hmm.
he probably has, and that's a thing. I think that's a thing. That's where my strengths are. Even though I spent
Mm-hmm.
years top rolling and working on the top tendon, my,
Mm-hmm.
my genetic strengths come in the bottom tendon.
Yep. 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 That's why I'm thinking that this is very, very hard at top rollers to beat you. Very, very hard. I'm not talking about a specific person, but just like very, very hard. If someone is trying to go outside with you, his chances are lower than a very strong hook puller. This is my opinion. Um, there is another one. Jeffrey Lutyens, always positive energy around Paul, soon champion again.
Hopefully one day. I try to keep it positive and productive.
Yeah. 44% stronger is curious about Devon's challenge to 95 kilo. I would answer for Paul, but he will answer for himself as well. That don't take that seriously. Devon will never go down to 209.
He's not doing the 95 guys. Yeah, like Devin is a large human being. Now, could
Yeah.
he do it? Yeah, maybe he could do it, but it's going to be for a split second. Devin would weigh 95 kilograms for all of about 15 minutes from the time that he gets out of the sauna and steps on the scale. For him to continue to come back to that is not realistic. I mean, even years and years ago, when WAL was at 225 and everything, and he Devin had to. Sorry, Bob Brown just called me. I'll call you back, Bob.
I cannot hear you.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Very
One
low.
second.
Can you just touch to the volume down and up or something?
Bob Brown called, and it messed it up.
Okay, okay. Anyway, so
Any
they
better
are
now?
asking. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. They are asking if I saw Denis's last photo, and yeah, the guy looks so ripped. He's just. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen with that match. Um, I don't think it's gonna be easy.
No, I don't
And
think so either.
yeah, endurance will be important. Some people think that Devon's endurance is not good anymore. They are judging by Gennady match, but we know that Devon's inside endurance wasn't good in that match. And outside he couldn't pull because he didn't like the way that Gennady was countering, so he had to pull inside. And we saw for many years that if Devon is pulling 100 times outside, you just see him once in a while that he's trying to go inside, except lately. So you cannot expect him to have the inside endurance as good as his outside endurance. While this match, I don't think that he is gonna go mainly inside. Even if he goes mainly inside, Denis will not be pulling him in the same way that Gennady was pulling. He will be more like bicep, you know, from Denis's side. This is very interesting match. I really don't know. Some people think that Denis's endurance is not good. The guy, trust me, has crazy endurance. He regenerates so quick. So is Devon. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to predict. I think the most interesting part about it is we're not going to see. I don't think we're going to see a fast match either way. Like I think that it's not going to be one sided. Like you can look at the Devin Hermes match, and there was a lot of time spent in the setups, but the matches themselves were quick. I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see some grinding matches for sure. I just don't. I don't see it being a one sided match at all.
No, no. I mean, people sometimes misjudges when they look at the score 3-0. They think that it's a one-sided match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it is totally up to how the match went. There may be three matches, both all of them are worse, and then like the score doesn't always represent the difficulty of the match. Yeah.
Give me one
Anyway,
second.
so
I can't hear you now.
so you are focused on 95 kilo as we spoke, and do you said that maybe time to time you may be open for 105, but you are on a mission. Is that correct? How I
Yeah.
understood you? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I've made it home. So my body, like even when I'm in football season and I'm not eating as clean and my life is jumbled up and I don't have a
Yeah.
structure, like my body doesn't want to be much more than 225. So like
Huh.
225, it would be hard for me to walk around at 105 without being uncomfortable. But I would like to take matches in that weight. I just might be a little bit under.
Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah.
think that my sweet spot for where my body is most suited is 95.
Yeah. So you are saying that if you are gonna pull, you would choose to pull a match that is serving your dreams.
Yes. And, and and
Yeah.
and there's a piece of it too. Like I've tried to explain to people in the past to talk about cutting weight. Like they're like, why do you cut weight? Why don't you just gain weight and not worry about being, 95? And I've almost gotten to the point where I don't want to say I enjoy cutting weight, but I see it as a part of the process. And of course it's not easy, and it's uncomfortable. But I try and live my life in a way where I'm putting myself in uncomfortable situations, and trying to be comfortable with it. So like when
Mhm.
I go over to Turkey, like, yeah, it's not fun not eating, watching everybody else eat and everything else. But when I step on the scale and when I've done that, 8 weeks lead up in preparation and prepared, when I make weight, I feel like I already won once and I already built up some momentum. So to me, it's part of the process and it's part of being a professional. And I think if all the arm wrestlers that we see right now competing, I think that their true weights, where they would be optimal at a lot of times they're going to be 10 pounds lighter than the category that they compete in. Like I think if you want to see the best at a weight category, you're probably going to have guys who are willing to be professional and cut weight. And you look at like the other sports, boxing, MMA, that is
Mhm.
just how it is. Just cutting weight is just part of it. And if you want to be the best, you have to find the weight class that you're going to be the best at. And I mean, we've seen guys like George Russ St. Pierre do that for years, and we're talking about people who look at the weight cuts that I do and say, how do you do it? I'm like, no, look at these MMA guys. I'm cutting 15 pounds, 20 pounds. These guys cutting 35 pounds, you know? But if you want to be the best in the world, I think that's part of the process and part of the sacrifice.
Mhm. So you are saying that weight cut like does it affect power?
I don't know.
I think that the most I ever lost in sauna or something was like just say like 7 pounds, 6 pounds.
Yeah.
I never like I don't know the other way that you are drinking, and then yeah
Mhm.
that thing I know it, but I never done it. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I think when you start talking about the extreme cuts, there's definitely detriment. Like when you start talking about 25 pounds, 30 pounds, I think the recovery is going to be harder. But at East versus West, where we have, the 24-hour or 30-hour recovery time, I don't see anything. I don't see any drop off. The other point is the mental piece. For me, when I go through that process, it's almost like a mental purification. And when I get done with that, and then I start rehydrating, the body, it's almost like on overdrive in absorption of calories and carbohydrates. And when I've restricted myself for, let's say, 8 weeks in carbohydrates, when I give myself carbohydrates, it's almost like an energy burst. I actually perform the best I think I have in my career, in like throughout my career, when I've done a solid weight cut. So I don't
There's
know,
a,
like, the numbers wise, if I'm losing power or not, but I'm definitely performing optimally when I cut.
I mean, compared to pulling above class, is still, it's better to pull the lower class, right? Like, I mean, there is a difference between power, between
Sometimes,
105 kilo and 95 kilo.
sometimes. And I mean, at the world level, I think it's a little bit more prominent. Sometimes in the United States, if you go to a big tournament, you could find an easier way to a first place at the higher weights. But I think at the world level, there's definitely clear increments of power as you go up.
There is a super chat for you. Top Ward is asking, is it possible for Paul Linn to pull Engin Terz at 85 kilo after down with 95 sometimes in 2024? And how does he see this possible match technically? Paul is 100 kilo, almost ripped guy. Him to pull lose 15 kilo. I know. The question is not to me, but just like, am I right?
Yeah,
Like getting
yeah,
like 587 is just like
yeah.
like more like
Like, God,
suicide.
yeah, I could do it. Like, I could make that weight, but it's like saying Devin make 209. I could do it. Yes, I could do it. But for me to do that, I would lose. I would have to lose probably 5 to 7 pounds of muscle mass, which I'm not interested in losing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And
Also,
it's
you
the
would
same
lose
thing.
you would lose significant power. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I would lose. I would lose. I would be. I could do it. If I was looking at making 187, because I know I could do it, but I'd have to do it. Like, if I'm walking around at 220 now, I'd have to be walking around more like 202. And that means I'm
Mm.
losing probably 7 pounds of fat and 7 pounds of muscle. And
Yeah,
that is not something I'm looking forward to doing. But,
yeah.
who knows? If somebody set
There,
up the
there is a
perfect thing in the
comment that
world.
say there is a comment says that ripped Paul is 20 kg heavier than ripped Engin, and that's true. Like me, ripped, trust me, 165 pounds. You can be
Right,
sure of it. Yeah.
right.
You ripped probably 209.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which
209,
is exact.
205, 209,
Yeah, yeah.
205.
Do
But
you
see,
know
when
that
I go
I
when I
made
go to 90,
143s in
yeah, I know.
2000? Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know. It's like the two people that I think about when I think of, like, the lightweight pullers and, like, the weight difference. Craig Touye always comes up to mind. Like, Craig pulled like 143 back then, didn't he too?
He even, yeah, I think, yeah, maybe he even pulled 132, 143. Yes, when I pulled
Yeah,
him WAF final, it was 143.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
23 years
And I
ago.
see Craig at like 205 and still ripped it. I'm like, what?
Is he really 205?
No, no, but I mean, he has been. I've seen Craig. I've
Oh,
seen
okay,
I've
okay.
seen a
I think
two
he's
two oh
around
two,
190,
203.
walking 190.
I would say 190, 195. It all depends, that time
Uh-huh.
of year and
Yeah,
how he's eating. He's very, very disciplined too. But like in the
yeah,
WAL days at the 205 weight class, I know when he pulled Rob Bridges Jr., he was 205. And he probably dropped a few pounds to be 205.
yeah.
So that guy, and he was still lean. And then I think of like 143. I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah, but I never can make like 200-pound ripped or something. Like
Yeah,
around my belly right now is, I think, 40 inches.
yeah.
Yeah, so
No.
just 100 centimeter. Yeah,
Okay.
the thinnest part. In the morning,
Okay.
empty stomach. I have seen it like 77, 80 centimeter. So if
Yeah.
I'm that like ripped, and I have seen you every time I weigh in you. You know, like you are like totally ripped. You know, totally.
Yeah.
Like if I would be ripped as you, like as the guy said here, like 165 maximum. You know, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the event. So what were you expecting if the match wasn't canceled? My match.
What,
You were
what,
expecting Samusha to dominate, or you think that I could give him some trouble?
no, no. I mean, I talked to you.
What?
Like I talked to you enough to know better than you know what I mean. I know you're not
I
going
don't
to.
understand. You're laughing and talking at the same time. What was it?
I, I talked to you enough.
Oh,
I
you
talked to
talked to
you
me?
enough in preparation. Yeah, you and I
Listen,
talk enough
listen. When you are
for
in
me to
preparation,
know.
organizing East versus West at the same time, you know, listen, I
I
won't
know
forget
I
what I know.
know I know where your head was at in preparation for that match, and
Yeah.
I know the decision process behind taking it earlier rather than later. So for you taking it earlier rather than waiting another round or another event,
Do you know why
that
people started writing that, you know, it is unfair to his opponent? You understand? To just replacement like 10 days before the event is too close. So I did the you're talking about my decision?
no, I'm talking about your decision to pull
Yeah.
Samutia at that date. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about like not needing another tune-up match or another match. Like
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
that
okay, okay. I
that
thought you were
says
talking
you're
about
ready.
my. I thought you were talking about my accident. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. No, I'm
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about your
Yeah. Yeah.
decision to do it sooner rather than later. That
Yeah.
speaks to me because, like, that means that you know something that
No,
everybody else
no,
might
no,
not
no,
know.
no, no. You are wrong about this. Do you know why? I'm crazy. You understand? I always tell to myself, I mean, you have been inactive. You are injured. You should be ready, and
Yeah,
then set a match.
yeah,
And then every time I say that, but I find myself in a position that I set a match and try to be ready for the match. You
yeah.
understand? So that is wrong. If I was young, yeah, it's good. But right now, I still am not like you can be 100% and still may not be David Samusha. We are not
Oh,
talking
for
about
sure, for
a
sure.
regular guy. This guy is rock. You know,
Yeah.
he only lost to you, but you were heavier than him at that time. It
Hmm.
still wasn't easy. You know,
Yeah,
so to be 187 and beat this guy is looking not
yeah,
possible. You know, and we will see now. The Tuziev is there, but.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. So I don't think that like I knew something. I just like to I
No,
you know
no,
what I
no,
thought?
no, no.
I thought
You,
that this would be the biggest event in the history, and
yeah.
I just wanted to be part of it. You know.
But listen, you can get a lot from talking to somebody about how they feel, you know. And when you're picking these matches and stuff, and you're also an arm wrestler, and you get to talk to some of the other arm wrestlers. A lot of times when I make a prediction or if I have a feeling about a match, it's based off of the energy that I'm getting from somebody. You know what I mean? And
But you
I
have
got the
to.
energy. I got the energy from you that you were ready. So I don't think that that match was going to be one sided, and I don't think
Yeah.
Samusha was gonna.
I will
I,
tell you only one thing that if I knew that top roll in him was gonna be enough to beat him, then
yeah,
that match would be mine. That's all I can
yeah,
say. Like taking his risk, if it would give me the guarantee of winning,
yeah,
trust me, that I would just say I'm gonna beat him 3-3 nothing, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But that is not the case. You need to be prepared more to control his pronator so he wouldn't stay like this, but
yeah,
like this. This
yep,
and this the different story.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
So the same thing about the touchings, you know, you can take his wrist, he will be
yep,
going. But if you do like this as well, then
yep,
it is not that easy anymore, you know. You need to
yep,
really like the way that Prudnik beat Todd is the way to beat Todd, you know, because he
yep.
had the cup, you know, he had the wrist control. Just doing this, no way, he will hit you like a train, you know,
But
that way.
he sets the strap in a way too. Like people love to criticize Todd and say he's just side pressure. I think the guy's an absolute technician. You know, he knows
Yeah.
exactly what he wants. He has a spot. Like a lot of people want that bottom strap way low down here. He doesn't. He wants it. He doesn't want it too high. He doesn't want it too low, but it's higher than most people put it. But he has an entire process behind where he wants
Mm.
that thing, so that if his wrist goes, that strap doesn't move and he keeps his pronation. And that's why
Mm.
that's why he's able to pull the way he does. And it's tough to bet against him too. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's certain guys that it's tough to pick against.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. Did you hear about those three matches that I announced
Which ones?
for the East versus West 10?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there will be three left arm world title matches.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, but the Morozov Kurdecha maybe changed. Maybe changed. I can tell if it changes. I will tell,
Right,
and then I will tell the reason as well.
right.
But for now, there are some good matches.
Hmm.
And just today, I said David Arabuli versus Lachlan Adair.
Yeah, that should be a good one. That
Yeah,
should be a good one.
yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, and there will be some other matches as well, and then we will see. So, Rustam Irakli, what do you expect from this match? Your
Man,
next opponents.
I don't know. I mean, it's the classic hook puller versus top roll puller. So it's going to come down to basically, if Irakli's pronation can hold up, and throughout all of the rounds. I mean, the closest thing I have to compare it to is watching Irakli a couple years ago against Sasho. I
Yeah.
think Irakli could potentially steal around. But if Rustam gets that down pressure on there, we might see a one-sided match from Rustam. I have a hard time predicting this one. I've never pulled Irakli. I have pulled Rustam, and I know how his hand feels. But I also
Mm.
do rate Irakli extremely highly, like as far as global elite top rollers. Like he's right there. So if Rustam can contain that, that's unbelievable. Especially after some of the time that he took off and everything, and now coming off that injury. So the injury too, we don't know where that's at. I know he said he's back. He accepted the match, so I gotta believe it's good. But that's another X factor. So I
Uh,
really don't. I don't know. I don't know. I
and
tend
and
to I tend to I tend to root for Rustam because I would like to pull him again. But that's my own
that that that
selfishness.
that that, that is your spirit is very high level because this reason, that reason he got injured, but you won that match, and you want to pull him again. You kind of feel like you owe him this match. Like when I say owe him, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
give him this match, like give him this opportunity again, and also you kind of feel like you need to prove that you can do it.
yeah,
Again.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's more even like if that's a match that Rustam wants, then I 100% feel like I owe it to him. You know, as far as giving him an opportunity,
Mhm.
to write what what potentially rightfully was his. And then the flip side is I wanted to prove to myself that hey, I did belong to be there. Yeah, I did belong to
Yeah.
be there. And
Yeah.
now I have a little bit more data too, so the approach would be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. People thinks that John is very heavily favorite against Sasha. Do you agree with that, or you think that Sasha may be dangerous? We know that John is very strong, but we know that your like performance against Sasha is also based on your explosiveness. You are just like probably one of the most explosive guy. I mean, I hardly follow with my eyes, how fast you go to the pin pad with your dragging, and so since John is not that explosive, I expect Sasha to engage more
Yeah,
than he could do against you in the early rounds.
yeah.
Um, so, do you think that John is really that heavily favorite, or like it will be closer than what people thinks?
So I think John's a favorite, but I don't have it. I don't have the margin really broad. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Um, we saw Todd and John pull, and I know Todd's probably in best form of his life, but what Todd was kind of able to do with John,
Hmm.
and that side pressure and everything, which
Hmm.
Sasha is very similar as far as like side pressure style. You know, like if that lane's accessed, if Sasha can access that and get a little bit of cup, then it's going to be side versus side. So, um, but then the other piece of it is John's hydraulic pronation. Like even
Hmm.
when you turn John, even when you have him palm up, he
Still
quite
reacting
often
good, right?
his pronation is statically and slowly coming back as you surge and as you hit. He's taking more and getting more and getting more. And I've never
Hmm.
felt any type of static pronation from a supinated position like I
Hmm.
felt with John. So it leads me to believe that it's going to be a close match or it's going to appear close. You know what I mean? Even if it
Hmm.
were, 3-0 John, I don't think it's going to be quick. So again, this is a tough one to pick. I do have John as the favorite. Like if I had to bet money on it, I would probably be betting on John because I just think he's so savvy, and he has so many weapons and so many options. But there's
Hmm.
always variables around John, like how healthy is he? The age and stuff. It plays a part. And Sasha's only, I mean, he's a baby. He's only in his mid-20s. So structurally he's at that physical peak, and John's at the tail end. But I think it's gonna be a really good match. I think it's gonna be a really
Hmm.
good match.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
would be incredible either way it goes, I think.
I agree. It's gonna be a tough one. And Tatashings versus Ongarwe.
Oh my goodness. um yeah, I love Todd. I love Todd. This is a tall task for sure, because I mean when you look at Irakli, and or not Irakli, but when you look at Angerbaya, and like especially when you get to see him arm wrestle live, like in person, it's like watching figure skating or something, you know. Like he's unbelievable the way he moves. I think he is possibly pound for pound the best pure arm wrestler on the planet.
Yeah.
And I know Devin made the comparison of best technician versus worst technician. I think
Oh,
that's that.
Todd didn't like that. Todd
No,
hated
that's
that.
garbage though. It's garbage. Like Todd is so much more technically savvy than people think. I think it's a tough match. It could potentially be a tough match for Todd stylistically when we see that phenomenal hand control, the smooth rotation, all those things. But on the flip side, Todd has had some of the biggest wins and most success against those pure top rollers throughout time.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
but
I
just
mean,
whenever
there's
whenever you look at Ongar Web, I mean, you see a top roller,
yeah,
but you see a much more than a top roller. That this
yeah,
guy hooked
yeah,
Dimitri Slav and beat him. This guy pressed Michael Todd. This guy was losing Irakli here. He brought it and he did that ninja move. You know, were you there when he did that? Were you in that
yes,
event?
yeah. When he
Yeah.
boom boom when he went in
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
out,
was like, what the hell, This is not a practice that you are doing against some amateur or something. That's Iraklis Irakashvili, and then you are not dominating the match and just doing a fantasy or something. You are barely surviving from a very bad position. The guy is just like what I just tried to say, that the guy is more than a top roller. Like, you may even take his risk. Have you seen him versus Alex Kuldecha?
yeah,
He
yeah.
beat he
He's
beat
a
Alex.
warrior.
Yeah, yeah. This is what I am saying, that he is much more than that. Like you really needed to dominate him, with the pressure, which Tatashin has. But will it be enough or not? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's another
yeah.
big question mark.
I think if we have to look at it from like a black and white perspective, you got to make Angrabaya the favorite. But like I think Todd Hutchings has way more than a puncher's chance. Like I like the match. I think if Todd stops it, that's the beauty of it. I just want to see Todd stop it, and I want to see it get ugly. You know?
I will tell you something. You say like you want to see Todd stops him. Like I kind of think that it may come to a point that Ongarbe may need to stop him because of
Right.
the pressure, you know. So I don't see anyone is dominating anyone like this. I think
Yeah.
that if Todd goes strong and then Kindergali is gonna stop him here, or Kindergali goes like this, Todd is gonna stop. I don't. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I kind of see that the power level, technique, everything here goes, and then it says no domination. It will be
Yeah.
stopping somewhere,
Yeah.
before the pad. Either way, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for this card.
yeah. Same feeling I have for Dennis versus Devon match. Like
Yeah.
I don't see like
It's
I don't see anyone
it's
is
going to be a
dominating.
grind. It's going to be a grind. That match is going to be a grind. I don't
Yeah,
think anybody. I don't think either of those guys is in a position to finish it quickly. You know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, honest opinion, like about arm, Dennis is stronger than
Yeah, for sure.
Devon. My opinion. But about the hand wrist coordination,
Yeah.
I think Devon has more experience and more capability. Um, but whenever I see Dennis, even in the trainings, his finishing power compared to the past is like he has more control, less finishing.
Less. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. In the
Very
past, he was
true. Very
more
true.
attacking on people's pronator and dragging, beating. Now he wants to pronate, so his pressure from downside of his hand over the pronator is a little bit less than before, but outside is stronger. Outside
Yeah.
is stronger. Um, so he is stronger. He may have the position to finish Devon. It may not be easy. Devon may stop him at the beginning, but to finish, you know that you need to finish Dennis really quick. Once he
Mm-hmm.
engages, and then his leg will be like a tractor. He will be pulling you with the strap like this, and at the same time he's also pronating. So I see a war. But Dennis needs to be careful to not to be open like this because we know that Devon has that
Devin will press him. Yeah.
pressure as well. Yeah,
Well, that to me is an interesting point too, because when we look at Devin most recently, the biggest struggles he's had, and even self-admittedly, is with people who can execute a committed dead wrist press. So I mean, I wonder, if they're both in that dragging open style, if there's going to be a window where Dennis can, like, you talk about the lack of finishing power. Is Dennis going to have to come forward and give his wrist a finish? And can he
it
do that?
depends on how open Devon is. If Devon is this
Exactly.
open, trust me, Dennis has that kind of power to press him. If
Okay.
Devon is that open, if Devon is closer,
Yeah.
then he may block him with his
Yeah.
elbow joint. But when you are open like this, it is very hard. And since it is against rules, neither
Yeah.
of them will be allowed to go like this. The
Yeah.
best position they can have this,
Yeah.
nothing like this. If
Right.
it is in a neutral and losing position, so I don't know. I expect a war. Did you know that
Yeah.
we will have the spectators on the stage?
Spectators on the stage? On
Yeah.
the stage?
On the stage, yeah, there will be at least 100 people on the stage. It will be like a where the
Yeah.
LED will be lifted up to like
Ah.
2 meters, and then there
Yeah.
will be three steps. The
Yeah.
spectators
Yeah.
8 meters,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Like a pit.
they will
Like a
come
pit.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Like
U.
stadium
U.
seating.
Yeah,
Stadium
they will be
seating.
sitting. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That's a step in the right direction. It's what WAL was trying to do in some of
At
their
least
things.
100 people, because many people from community, they were complaining that, and then whenever I watch it, I'm like, yeah, it's just like it needs to be, Paul. People thinks that people are not allowed to come to East versus West. It, that
Yeah,
people are like
yeah,
people think that there are not many people. There are 300-400 people, but
yeah,
it is just a big auditorium that everyone wants to
yeah,
sit, separated from each other. They don't want to sit together. You see 30 people there, 20 people there, 30 people there, 20 there, 30 there, and then
yeah.
but this time on the stage, yeah, they will be sitting together, and it will not be enough 100 people, because a lot of people are gonna come. So I think auditorium will have at least 300-400, maybe 500 people. So I think there will be a lot of people. We will see.
So,
But for the future, I have
so,
I have even better plans for the future, but we will see.
so let me get this right. You're when we're cornering people, you tell us to get off the stage, and now you're going to put 100 people on there.
Yeah, but it's just different reasons. Those
I
are
know, I know.
spectators. Those
I'm
are
just playing.
spectators. Yeah, yeah. I say
I'm
one
just
people, you guys go there, five people.
Yeah. The arm wrestlers in the corner can't be on the stage. What's it put random people
Yeah,
there?
yeah. We will do, even the trainer will not be like, I think I'm gonna put those couches,
Yeah,
between the corners of those three, we call
yeah.
tribune. I don't know how it's in English, and then the trainer will be behind the seat, you know.
Hmm.
So we will see. We will see. Like, all together, we're gonna talk more, and then we're gonna make everything even better and better, and we will see. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
I
So
can't
let's
wait,
see.
man.
Me neither. Me neither. There are
I
so many
can't
good
wait.
matches. Yeah, yeah. January
Yeah.
20. January 20. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. I can't wait for that too. So we're going to the playoffs. We have a bye week and then we have a playoff game. So at a minimum, I have 2 weeks left. If we win, maybe another week, maybe another week. But it's at the tail end of football season. I can go back to doing double days and traveling a little bit more for arm wrestling. So I'm
But
ready to
you
get
can
back
still
into that.
train, right? Even you go playoffs, you
Yeah,
can still train, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I still train. I just, I like to do double days. I like to do a morning and an evening. I like to split things out a little bit differently. So I do singles now.
Okay? When you do single day training, you feel like you're not
Mhm.
training enough, huh?
Well, I do the same volume. I just do it all at once. But like when I
Yeah,
can do like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and this in the morning, and then I'm gonna rest. And then I'm gonna do this in the afternoon. I feel like
yeah.
fresh.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Wow. Complete athletes. I know. Like I remember there has been times that even in my prime, I was just doing 1, 2, 3, 4 with table time, 5 trainings in two
Hmm.
weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That includes even one general body training like chest and everything,
yeah,
which I usually don't count as a training. It's
yeah. You don't
necessary.
count that.
It is necessary. It is necessary, but I
Yeah.
kind of dislike. You understand? I like to
Yeah,
train
yeah,
more.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I got you. I'm kind of the opposite though.
yeah. You like to do
I'm like,
all the
man, I gotta
bench,
do
and
pronation. I was on the bench.
you like bench more than pronation.
Yes, and I don't even like bench to be honest. I mean, I do everything. I do everything, but yeah,
So what's
I
your
enjoy the
favorite
gym.
one? What's your favorite one? Lat
Um,
training?
well, I mean, like back in the day, I used to do the explosive lifts, like the power cleans,
No, no.
and
Today.
today, oh, my favorite day is back day and shoulder day.
Lat and
Shoulders,
shoulder.
yeah, back and shoulders.
I can't believe that this guy is right there in arm wrestling. His favorite day is the shoulder day. Can you believe that?
Hey, shoulder is a big part of the chain.
Important, important.
It's a big part of the chain.
It
I
is,
don't ever.
but nothing tastes like forearm training.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
do.
love
I
it.
do it all. I do it all. So, like, if I'm doing a set of military press, I'm doing my rising pressure in between. Every set of regular gym lifting I do a set of arm wrestling specific. So
Yeah.
I get matching volume for all arm wrestling specific movements along with general strength.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, before we finish, show us your bicep and I will see where you are. Ah, good, good, good. Like, I really, I mean, think that you are, like, people don't realize because you always have that smile on your face. People doesn't realize how dangerous you are. But people who knows arm wrestling, they know it. I know arm wrestling. I know how dangerous you are. How hard you can hit somebody's pronator with your wrist and side pressure and that dragging, it is very, very, very dangerous, I
You got
still
it.
I still remember that it's still here, like, "Oh, tell me what I can't do it. Tell me what I can't do it." Yeah, it was one of the unforgettable moments in the East versus West history. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
fun. Pure emotion. That's the beauty of competition, though. And I love starting over in this sport because I can
Do
be
you
more
miss it?
positive.
Do you
Yeah,
miss?
I
Do,
love.
do, you, do you miss being there?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I love it.
Like
No, to
I,
hear this is great. Yeah.
I love the rebirth, like from my background into this sport, because it allows me to take some of those things, that maybe I lived like in a too negative way in the past. And now I can be more positive, but that doesn't mean when it comes time to compete that I can't flip that switch. And the switch
Mm-hmm.
flips. Competition is competition. And, if you're a competitor, you can be as nice as you want, but on the day of competition, you're probably not going to be nice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. Anyways, we miss you too, and hope to see you very soon. And thank you for joining. And
Always a
take care of
pleasure, Angus.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss chopping it up. I'm gonna try and get on the fix tomorrow. See if I can swing that with my schedule. But I miss it. I feel like I've been starving here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyways, very, very soon to see you, and just take care of yourself and watch that match very carefully.
Yes,
Iraqi
sir.
versus Ruslan.
I will. I will. I'll buy it and I'll be able to replay it. I won't even look at it on YouTube. I'll look at it only on Coresports.
You better.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to set. Hey, Engin, you need to set it up where people can buy like they can get a yearly subscription. So we don't even
Yeah,
have
we
to do
should
the
do that.
process. Just like click the button that says I'm buying all of them from now on right now.
Yeah, yeah, all year, right?
Pay
Yeah,
in
we should do that
advance.
for next year. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, my friend. Thank you very much for being our guest, and it was great to see you. And keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Working on that one too, Engin.
Yeah, yeah. Looks great. Great. Yeah.
Take care, brother.
Take care. Take care.
Yeah.